Hey guys, and welcome to my new video series, the Ballerina Workouts. What you will see in these videos are the exact workouts and training sessions that I do with the professional ballerinas that dance at the Estonian National Ballet. In this first episode, you'll see the girls' strength workout. And as the title suggests, this training session is all about building strength. As dancers, our legs are our wheels, our pistons, and our engines, so they need to be as strong as possible. Now, it is definitely a common misconception that lifting weights makes you bulky, especially for girls. This could not be further from the truth. Lifting weights does not make you bulky, and you should not be afraid of lifting weights. You see, the thing is that you can get strong from lifting weights without adding the muscle. If you look at sports like boxing and wrestling and a lot of Olympic sports, they're all based on weight classes. You'll have guys that weigh far less than 60 kilos who are phenomenally strong. And I promise that they are lifting weights. In general, getting bulky is all about nutrition. You have to be eating huge amounts of food to be gaining weight. And dancers, and especially the girls, simply do not eat enough to allow that. I'm talking about eating 4,000, 5,000 calories a day to gain weight. Alongside nutrition, women just don't have the same amount of testosterone in their bodies as men do, so this does not allow them to build muscle at the same speed as men. All those scary pictures you've seen of female bodybuilders and weightlifters, I promise you that they're eating ridiculous amounts of food and protein, and they'll also be using a lot of sports enhancing drugs, things like steroids, testosterone enhancers, human growth hormone, all those nasty things that allow them to build muscle at the same rate as men do. So just to reiterate, as a ballerina or as a normal girl, you will not get bulky from lifting weights. In this workout, you'll see the girls doing big compound weightlifting movements. By compound, I mean that they work a lot of muscles all at once. So they're working your glutes, hamstrings, calves, abs, lower back. We're getting a lot of work done with just one exercise. The reason I dedicate an entire training session just to strength with these girls is because strength directly correlates with power. And by power, I mean the ability to explode off the mark, move faster, and jump higher. All things ballerinas are looking to improve on. Another great bonus about incorporating strength training into your program is that you build very lean, dense muscles. And when you're more muscular and you have a higher lean body mass, you actually burn more calories all the time, not just when you're training, but also when you're resting. So your body is just a calorie burning machine, which will allow you to be leaner and have less body fat. Now, this routine is fairly basic. If you have a common knowledge of strength training and you've been training for a while, going to the gym, you can definitely do it and try it out. I hope you enjoyed this video and you learned something from it. If you have any questions, please put it in the comments below or get in contact with me directly, and I can even do a program for you. All the contact information is going to be in the description below. Enjoy. So guys, if you have watched any of my previous videos, you will know that I am a huge fan of pull-ups. And yes, I make the girls do them too. There are just so many benefits from doing pull-ups. I'm going to shortlist a few now. They're a compound exercise, meaning that they work a lot of muscles. They work your back, your arms, your shoulders, and your abs all at the same time. I like to say that they're the squats of your upper body. As you can see, the girls are using a band to help them with their pull-ups. The goal here is to be able to do, let's say, 4 sets of 10, and then we'll take the band away, and hopefully they'll be able to do them without the band, and we start building up the reps from there. Now we are doing mini band walks. I know these look pretty strange, but they're actually the perfect way to improve hip stability, strengthen your adductors, and particularly strengthen your glutes. In turn, your knee joint will become much more stable. I like to do this as a warm-up and also a strengthening exercise. The monster band walks and the crab walks engage as many of the deep muscles that stabilize your pelvis. Doing this before exercise can improve hip stability and knee joint stabilization. These walks are particularly helpful for any athlete or dancer who engages in sports. They're running, they're jumping,
pivoting, twisting. Those are all things that you do a lot in dance, so they are perfect for ballet dancers. With this exercise, it helps to maintain a low forward-facing posture. Avoid tilting the hips up and down or sideways. If you're doing it correctly, you'll definitely be feeling it in your glutes. They will be burning. Next up is the barbell hip thrust. This is the girls' main exercise of their strength workout. We use really heavy weights on this and I push them to their max on it. Now I know it might look intimidating or embarrassing at first, but a lot of professional athletes use this to strengthen their glutes and build their strength, speed and power. What the hip thrust does is that it teaches optimal hip extension. If you're wondering what optimal hip extension is and why you should care about it, it's all about the power in your glutes, which are among the most powerful muscles in your body. The glutes are designed to extend the hip or pull the leg behind the body. If glutes are undeveloped, your speed, power and strength are all compromised. This means you'll have weaker squats, you'll be slower, your jumps won't be as high, you won't be able to move as fast, and in ballet, those are all things we're trying to improve. When doing squats or doing leg presses, the glutes aren't always engaged to their maximum and a lot of people don't use a full range of motion. The benefits of doing hip thrusts is that it directly trains the glutes. This allows them to extend beyond just improving their overall strength, but also increases sprinting speed and explosiveness. The biggest problem that I see with people when performing the hip thrust is that they use too light a weight. Your glutes are huge muscles and they're so strong, so you can lift a lot of weight. For all the girls watching this, some Victoria's Secrets models hip thrust 200 pounds, which is nearly 100 kilograms. So don't be afraid of going heavy. Next up, we're doing walking lunges. Walking lunges are a great exercise when executed properly. Often I see people butcher the exercise by taking too short a stride and using a partial range of motion to make it easier. This makes the exercise largely quad dominant and puts a lot of stress on the knees. This is all totally unnecessary. I have the girls taking a longer stride and going through a full range of motion, which makes the lunge more hip dominant and shifts the emphasis to the glutes and the adductors, which are your inner thighs. This also takes a lot of stress off of your knees. We don't go heavy with this because again, it can cause knee pain, and by pausing in the bottom position, it increases the difficulty without increasing the weight. I also like to ask the girls to take sort of a 6-inch step diagonally out to the side. This again takes a lot of the stress off of the quads and puts it more on the glutes and inner thighs, which are essential muscles in ballet. After paused lunges, we go on to Romanian deadlifts. There are a lot of names for this exercise. Some people call them straight leg deadlifts or bent knee deadlifts, but it's all kind of the same thing. The Romanian deadlift hits the lower back, glutes and hamstrings. It's a hip hinge movement, meaning that you pivot at your hip. The Romanian deadlift is a great strength builder. The hamstrings play a critical role in knee stabilization, especially when you're dancing, running, jumping, accelerating, any kind of fast movement or changes of direction. That's when your knee needs to be strong and tracking over your toes. I also find in particular that Romanian deadlifts help a lot with alleviating lower back pain. I've suffered from herniated discs before, and what has always helped me get back to my full strength have been performing Romanian deadlifts. The trick with these is to not straighten your knees at the end. You want to keep them bent throughout, which places all the emphasis on your glutes and hamstrings. After doing Romanian deadlifts, we go straight into another hamstring exercise. These are Swiss ball hamstring curls. When training hamstrings and posterior chain, I like to pair a hip hinge movement and a curl movement. By pairing a hip hinge movement and a curl movement together for your hamstrings, it's led to much more development in the strength of the hamstring. As you can probably tell, I'm really keen on training the hamstrings for the girls. Also, hamstring exercises challenge and train your stability. Ask anyone about ballet and they'll talk about balance and stability. So it's key that we train this. With Swiss ball hamstring curls, you want to keep your pelvis up as high as possible and really focus on the contraction in your hamstrings or your heels towards your bum. Especially with this exercise, you want to actually think about the hamstring contracting. It's that mind-muscle connection that you want. Now onto training calves. This is the seated calf rise. Calf strength and ankle strength are so important for ballet dancers. Even more so for the girls because they are on point and they need strong ankles and strong calves. Also, doing calf rises helps prevent shin splints. Shin splints are a major injury in dance just from the high volume of jumping that we do. Alongside calf rises, you should be doing toe raises and heel walking for a well-rounded treatment or prevention strategy if you do suffer from shin splints. When doing these, really push up through your big toe and feel like you're pulling your calf into the back of your knee. Now, this is a very ballet-orientated exercise. We're doing arabesques. In all honesty, I do not know the exact science of what goes on with this exercise, but I do know that it works. Basically, what Helen is doing is that she lifts her leg to her maximum arabesque. I then push down on her ankle and she resists it. I take my hand away and her leg pops up. She then holds it there. We do this 8 more times, and as you can see in the footage, her arabesque is slowly getting higher, higher and higher. And then on the last one, I want her to hold it there. What this exercise is doing, it is improving her arabesque. Every girl wants a higher arabesque. It doesn't matter who you are or how good your arabesque already is, we always want a higher arabesques. Do this for 4 weeks, twice a week, and you'll see benefits fast. To finish this strength workout, we're doing power planks. I personally don't like normal planks. A lot of people will go into a plank and hold it for 1, 2, maybe even 3 minutes, but they're not really engaging their muscles. You can quite easily hang out and just not engage any muscle when doing a normal plank. What power planks do is that for 7 seconds you have to contract every single muscle in your body. You can see that I'm poking their glutes, their abs, their hamstrings, their quads, their arms, everything to make sure they're tensing it. It's that extreme contraction that I want, and then they rest for 3 seconds. We do this 10 times. That's 1 round, and we'll do anywhere between 1 and 3 rounds. I promise that if you try this plank variation, you'll never do a normal plank or normal crunch again. You get far more benefit from doing this than doing 10, 15 minutes of normal plank or hundreds of crunches. Exercise isn't necessarily about the weight being lifted or what movement you're doing. It's all about the contraction and that mind-muscle connection. Power planks really epitomize this. You're squeezing everything so hard so that when you are in a position when your body needs to contract, such as when you're jumping, everything is in the right place. And that concludes this workout. As you can see, Christina is pretty exhausted after that workout. Her legs are shaking like mad. And I'm going to end this workout here. I will see you guys in the next video with the girls' explosive workout.